Time to answer your questions. It's Friday afternoon. It's the end of the show. Call them in via voicemail, 219-2-DAVID-P. Email us through our website. Leave them as tweets. Post to our Facebook page. Talk about them on our Reddit discussion forum. Whatever. If the question warrants an answer, then it will get one, Lewis. And today's first question is from Heather from Mount Vernon. Heather says, my spouse is saying Bernie can't win because he's Jewish, and this country is too anti-Semitic to elect a Jew as president. I think he's wrong, but I fear he's right. Is he right? And how should I respond? I have mentioned this before, and I'm glad that Heather is bringing it up. When I step back from it, it's very easy to get wrapped up in the micro. Oh, Bernie's doing well in New Hampshire and Iowa, but in South Carolina and Nevada, he's not doing so well. But nationally, he does better against some of the Republican candidates than Hillary Clinton does. When I step back, I don't see the country electing a Jew in 2016. I hope that I'm wrong. Obviously, I hope that I'm wrong, Lewis, but I do think that as the name awareness of Bernie Sanders increases, the concerns from anti-Semites about his Judaism will rise. And if you looked during the first Democratic debate, Bernie garnered some of the most significant internet traffic, people searching stuff about Bernie more than about any of the other Democratic candidates. I think two of the top 5 things people were Googling were about Bernie Sanders being Jewish and about Bernie Sanders' religion. So I think it is going to be a factor. I hope it's not the factor that will prevent him from being president or being the nominee. But yeah, anti-Semitism is one of the most accepted forms of bigotry in the United States right now.
Yeah, sadly, Heather, your spouse, might be correct. And on top of that, I think Bernie Sanders is really more like us. While we identify as being culturally Jewish, he's clearly not a religious guy.
And he was actually, I think we might have the clip. Well, we played the clip at some point of he was on the Jimmy Kimmel show, and he was asked whether he believes in God, and he gave an answer that sort of makes it pretty clear that he doesn't. I mean, in terms of religion, it doesn't really seem like Bernie Sanders is Jewish religiously, but clearly a Brooklyn Jew, a cultural Jew, obviously, and that in and of itself is already a problem for many bigots in this country.
Yeah, and I think you'd probably agree with me when I say this, but if Bernie was wearing a yarmulke on that stage,
oh God, he has no chance, Lewis.
He'd have no chance at all.
No chance whatsoever. I mean, it was a problem enough for Al Gore that he had Joe Lieberman as his vice president. Aside from Joe Lieberman's disastrous politics, most of which actually surfaced after his 2000 candidacy with Al Gore. But putting that aside for a second, yeah, if Bernie Sanders was more religious and if he wore a yarmulke, I mean, forget about it, Lewis. No chance of being president at this point in the United States. Good question from Heather. I would respond to your spouse by saying, you may well be onto something, although I hope that it's not true.